Okay, this is Brant from TradeGuild.blogspot.com. August 6, 2007. This is part two. We were just looking at PRW. I have a couple other ideas. Like I said before, these are all ideas that we're going to go out on the subscriber list. And I'm just in one of those moods, I guess. And I'd like to see some people make some money here. So let's take a look at a few more ideas. Here's another one for you. This is going to be a short. It is CTCM, and this is CTC Media. And let me get rid of this indicator. I'll show you what I'm seeing here. Okay, this looks like bear flag to me. It broke down out of an ascending triangle up here, a big ascending triangle, so I'm not sure that this was a continuation pattern, but in any case, it broke down out of that. This looks a lot like a bear flag over here. So you might want to take a look at that one on a breach of this lower trend line as a short. And I'm going to show you one other thing here real quick. Here's a linear regression channel, 100 period, and you can see that it's just totally bounced out of that. A lot of times these kind of scenarios will bounce back up to that channel and kiss it goodbye. That's a nice short there, so if it runs up there, that's pretty nice too. But otherwise, I'd look for a breakout downside. You'll probably see another 3 points down, I would think, on this one, CTCM. And next up is Garmin, and the symbol is GRMN. Okay, so this guy, I think, is just a possible, just a real quick short trade. I'm going to get rid of this indicator. I don't think it's a position trade. I'd be careful with that. But basically, it's a pullback, so we're seeing a engulfing pattern right here. We see this, not quite a star, but pretty close. You see the volume was fading on that, and we have this engulfing pattern here today. So you might want to take a look at that on a short below 96, and maybe a stop somewhere around 96. You have some temporary first level of support in this area. I guess it's around 92.50. Another level of support over here around $86. I think at most you get that 86. That's still, a 10-point move. If you got that, that would be great. Otherwise, maybe it's 4 points or so, 4 or 5 points there, GRMN. But again, that's not a position trade. This probably is going to see more upside in the future here. So let's take a look at TZOO00, TZOO, Travel Zoo. Screwed that one up pretty good for you. I think this is a little bit early, but there's some signs, I think, here. Let me show you that 3C indicator I was talking about. I think there's some signs here of possible accumulation going on over in here and here. And on intraday charts, and that's why I call it 3C for compare different time frames. There's an hourly chart, positive divergence there. Here's a half an hour chart, positive divergence there. And a 15-minute chart, again, we see the positive divergence over here. Over here it's confirming, and again, a lower low, another positive divergence there. This might be a play, say, over 2050 as a long, and certainly you'd want to have a stop down here at these lows. So T is Travel Zoo, possible long play right there. Let's jump to NRMX, and this is Neurochem, and this is a possible long play. And let me show you what I was looking at here. Let me find what I was looking at here. Okay, here's 3C. Very nice. This is a fast time frame 3C. It's good for quick trades. And again, very nice positive divergence. We already see, as this divergence was building in here, we already see this has made a pretty decent move off that. Let's see what that move is. Okay, so that's almost a 40% move off that first positive divergence. I think this guy still looks good. Here is a hourly chart, so it's in gear on the hourly chart. Here is a half an hour chart, it's still in gear. And here is a 15-minute chart. We're seeing a little bit of loss of momentum there in that accumulation. Maybe we're going to get a pullback, but I think this is definitely one that deserves a closer look. Let me just take a look at this real quick. I like using this 10 and 22 day moving averages for these kind of setups. The crossover is the 10 in yellow, and that's an exponential. The 22 is a simple. The red line is a VWAP. This is a custom indicator down here. RSI 9 period is in red. What I like to see on these setups is I like to see it cross above that VWAP, get a crossover here, and the RSI above 50. So initially, I think we can maybe look at a long position on a pullback to that 10-day moving average. Usually when there's a lot of momentum in these trades, they just break out. They don't pull back that hard, so I wouldn't expect it to pull back to a 22-day moving average. As the trend develops, you typically will see the pullback get a little bit deeper to that 22-day. But for now, I think let's look for a pullback to the 10-day moving average, reassess it there. It's got a decent little base going on here. It looks like it's just about ready to break out, but it might pull back first, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Next up is CSL, and this is Carlisle Companies. This is a another bear flag here. Here's the flagpole. There's the flag. Again, you can short it on a breakdown below this lower trend line right in here. You have to draw that in, see where it's at, but I'd say somewhere around 45. And you know, it may run up to fill that gap. It may attempt. Actually, it's already filled that gap, but still, that's where your strong resistance is going to come into play. So if it runs up there, again, it's a probable short. Again, you can see my indicator now. That's the one I just showed you. And then it's in reverse. So we've got the crossover here. We've got to move under the VWAP. We've got the crossover there, and we've got RSI below 50. So it works both ways. Okay, next up is NEOL, and this is a stock that we have traded profitably, but that was a pretty long time ago. And here's what I'm seeing on this guy. Big divergence. This has pretty much gone on all year, but it's just gaining momentum here in the indicator. And I think this is going to come due pretty soon here. Here's an hourly. We can see this divergence that was building here played out for a nice gain there, and another divergence is building. Maybe it's getting ready to move right there. That's the hourly. Here is a half an hour chart. Again, here's the divergence. You see the lows over here. Well, it's not really divergent on that half hour chart. Let's look at a 15-minute. There it is. Okay, so divergent, positive divergence. There's the move. So NEOL. Again, you know, this is a speculative play. It's kind of money that you can afford to lose, I guess you could say, or a small position, but it's pulled back off this nice move, and I think maybe it's getting ready to move again. Last, I think, I have a couple more. Let's look at X real quick. X was a short on the blog, and it's a short off a head and shoulders pattern. You can see it there. You know, I really don't think it makes it back up to that neckline, but maybe it comes up to this area. We'll take a look at X again as a possible short. Right now, it looks like it's going to bounce. You might want to play the bounce. There's a hammer. It's probable that, you know, it's good for a long trade real quick. Not a position trade, just a trade, just a long trade for a bounce. GNBT is another one on the watch list. And GNBT, big triangle, this has been going on for some time. But it actually looks like it's doing pretty good with 3C. You can see positive divergence up in this area. We got a nice move from that, and that divergence is built in again. So that's a probable move. And last one, because I'm running out of time, PRXI, and this looks like, to me, a bounce. Look at the big negative divergences here in 3C. And then when we look at a shorter time frame, like a 5-minute, it's ready to bounce and rock and roll. So I think that this one bounces, but I think it will become a short again. I'm not sure where, maybe 17, maybe even 18. Keep an eye on it. This is Brant from TradeGuild.blogspot.com. Thanks for listening, and good trading.